Their dragon beast was blind for years until the Baba Yaga's daughter used her potent eye drops. The dragon had no name. Not anymore. Once, in the ancient days, he was feared across the 9 peaks as Varkas, the sky splitter. His eyes had been twin orbs of molten amber that could see the twitch of a rabbit's whiskers from leagues away. But now they were glazed like cracked glass, white as frost. For 12 long years, the villagers of Gornek had kept the blind dragon chained to the granite pillar beyond the dead forest. Not because he was dangerous anymore, but because he was sacred. Because they didn't know what else to do with a blind god. They fed him by lowering goats in a rope net, and some whispered that the dragon still knew who fed him with clean hands and who came near with knives or greed. And then came the girl. Her hood was red, stitched with teeth. Her boots were made from the skins of swamp wolves, and she smelled faintly of ash, clove, and some sharp thing, like the sting of a copper blade. They said she was Baba Yaga's daughter. The moment she entered Gornek, the weather turned. Crows circled in a spiral. Old dogs howled from behind fences, and every woman clutched her children tight. She didn't speak until she stood before the elders. "I want the dragon," she said plainly, brushing her damp hair back from her brow. "I'll heal its eyes." The room went cold. Even the hearth refused to crackle. Old Marek, the gray-bearded elder, coughed. "That's not a pet, girl." "I didn't say I'd keep him," she replied, "just that I'd heal him. And I need his eyes to see before the moon's turning." The elders argued all night. Some feared her. Some feared the dragon. But all feared what if, by dawn, they gave in. The dragon lay curled in his crater of stone and ash, snout resting on clawed paws, like a hound too old to chase. He heard her coming before she spoke. He smelled the burning spice of her tinctures, the earthy sharpness of roots soaked in magic. "I know you," he rasped. His voice was thunder with a broken echo. "You were the scent of the hut that walks." "I'm Yelka," she said softly, "daughter of the Bone Witch." A low growl. "Not hostile, wary. What do you want, daughter of ashes?" "To give you back your eyes," she said, and held up a small vial. Inside, 2 glowing drops danced like twin moons in a bottle. They shimmered with gold and stormlight. The dragon lifted his blind head and chuckled. A dry sound like stone grating on stone. "And why should I want them back? Sight has brought me nothing but pain. Blindness is quieter." Yelka stepped closer. "Because you were born to see the skies, not the inside of a pit. Because your name is still spoken with awe and not pity." She sat on the cold stone near his snout and waited. The dragon said nothing, but he didn't crush her. That night, under a gibbous moon, she lit a fire of black poplar and powder bone and boiled the eye drops in a copper bowl. She sang in the tongue of her mother's roots, half Slavic, half spirit. On the 3rd night, he spoke again. "What's the cost?" "What do you mean?" "Magic always costs something, Witchling. What will your price be?" She paused. Then, "A single truth from when you could see. I want to know what you saw the day the war ended." A low growl rumbled in his chest. "There was a child," she continued, "in the ashes of the Skyfall War, one who vanished in your wake. My mother asked the stars, but they stayed silent. The dragon shifted. You asked for ghosts. I'm willing to pay." Silence stretched. Then the dragon lowered his head. "Do it." She applied the drops at dawn. His eyes burned. He roared. The mountains echoed with it. Birds fled the trees. Even the stones shivered. It felt as if suns were reborn behind his closed lids. "For hours," he thrashed. Yelka stayed close, whispering spells of grounding, rubbing salves on his temples, pouring cold water over his horns. And then he opened his eyes. They were golden again, no longer milk-white. The villagers who dared peek from behind rocks gasped, for the fire had returned. He looked at her. truly looked. You kept your word, he said. So will you. He stared into the distance for a long moment. The breeze lifted his mane. The child was not lost. She was taken by something not of this world. Yoka blinked. Taken? She had blood that glowed like moonstone. She stepped through a rift the soldiers never saw. I watched it. I roared, but they couldn't hear me. I've held it for 12 years. The image of her hand reaching back, vanishing into the crack between stars. Yoka's voice trembled. Was it a portal? The dragon nodded. Yes, and she knew how to open it. She wasn't lost. She was called. Yoka stood in stunned silence. Then the dragon lowered his head to hers. You gave me back the sky. I give you this. The rift still exists, south of the dead forest. When the twin moons align, it flickers. Wait and watch, and you may find what you seek. After that day, the dragon did not stay. He rose on wings long dormant and soared into the sunrise, a golden beacon breaking the gray of years. Villagers wept. Some dropped to their knees. Others simply stared, mouths open, as the legend returned to clouds. But Yoka did not watch him leave. She walked toward the forest, the vial now empty swinging from her belt. She had a path now, a rift to find, a mystery to uncover. And the eyes of the dragon were not the only ones now open.